Hello everyone, this is Adam for RealHomeRecording.com. I'd like to call this video a really expensive high-end console inside your computer. Solid state logic, Neve, API, Trident. If any of these names ring a bell, then you should check out the following plugins. First we have Slate Digital VCC. That's the Virtual Console Collection, the Virtual Channel plugin, the new version 2.0, which is set to the Brit N setting. And we also have an FGN from the Virtual Mix Rack Bundle plugin, an FGN equalizer, and also the T-Rax EQ81, which simulates a Neve 1081 equalizer, along with the FGN, which simulates a Neve 1073 equalizer. Combining these two, we get the sound of a Neve console. I believe the Brit N is a Neve 8048 console emulation. Now, why do we want a console emulation inside of our computer? Because consoles, the high-end ones, add a certain character to sound that makes it sound less sterile compared to digital recordings and normal digital mixes. There's something about putting this plugin on tracks, and this along with other ones, which I'll get to in a second, that just makes it sound better, and it makes it easier to mix. It's really hard to explain if you haven't tried it out, but I definitely recommend it. And soon, very soon, like within the next 3 months, Slate Digital will allow you to rent their plugins for about $20 a month. And it includes VCC, if I understand correctly. So you can have this plus the other Slate Digital plugins for just $20 a month. So really there's no reason not to try these out. And you can try, oh, by the way, that includes an iLok too. So you get the iLok 2 USB for free, plus these plugins for $20 a month. Pretty damn good deal. Okay, next up we have the VCC plugin set to the Brit 4K setting, which simulates an SSL, a solid state logic 4000G, which between the Brit 4K-E and the 4K-G, the G is more transparent. It's the newer console. The E is the older console, and it has a little bit more flavor. So the G is my go-to usually when I'm mixing. The N is used, I point you guys to the old school engineering in the box video series, what I like to do, because I'll record with just a preamp, a clean preamp, because that's all I have to work with. I will simulate like I'm recording with high-end gear, and the old classic combination is record with a Neve console and mix with a solid state logic console. So that's what we're doing here. The FGS is a let's see, solid state logic equalizer. I believe it's the E. I'm not sure of the exact model. So the E channel, and this just sounds really, really good. It's got a transparent sound, but it still adds a little bit of something to the way it sounds. The FGN and the EQ81, on the other hand, aren't so transparent, but they do sound awesome. The VCC Brit 4K and the Brit 4K E also go well with this plugin, which is the British channel from IK Multimedia. And the cool thing about this is not only does it give you the equalizer, and 2 flavors of it, by the way. There's an option, let's see, where is that? Here it is. This option right here changes the sound. And it also has something that the Slate doesn't, which is the gate on the SSL and the compressor over here. So, you know, of course you would eliminate this plugin if you were going to use this to simulate what that would sound like. And then we have the option for an API 16, I'm going to say this wrong. It's either an API 1604 or 1648. I might even be wrong about that one. Either way, it's an API console that I think came out in the 70s. And this is a classic rock type of console. A lot of people love these for rock music, rock all day long. And it goes really well with these T-Rax plugins from IK Multimedia, the EQPA, the EQPB, and the EQPG. All these are API equalizer simulations. Also, Waves has their API, but it's more expensive. But they have the official API EQs. But like I said, it's more expensive, and these are newer. And I think a lot of people are saying these sound closer. I don't know. You could also add the preamp, but I tend not to, just because I already have the flavor of the API the USA simulation on this. And then finally, well, no, not finally. I just wanted to show you a few other options on this. So we have this Trident cymbal, which, of course, if you're familiar with classic consoles, it's a Trident A80, I think is the console. And another classic rock console used on, let's see, Elton John, Queen, David Bowie, and many, many others. So that's this one. And you can couple this with Softtube's Trident equalizer, which I don't have. But yeah, that equalizer sounds really good. I demoed it many years ago and wish I had the money to buy it, but it definitely has a different sound compared to other equalizers. It's almost like a graphic equalizer, but it's not. But it definitely, the one from Softtube sounds really good. So check that out. And then finally, I want to give you guys some alternatives to VCC. If you don't have the money for VCC, I would recommend these. Now this one's free. This is called Tesla Pro MK2 Mark II from Variety of Sound. I believe it's only available as a VST, and it's also only available in 32-bit. So you get these flavors. Very, very cool. Sounds good. I don't really use it, but again, it's free. I would check it out. The other options, there's a few, but I will say this. From my understanding, Slate Digital started this entire console emulation trend. So I give them credit. And also I bought their plugin back in early 2011, but I demoed it in late 2010, and I loved it. So here's your other options besides this one. Klanghelm SDRR. They also have a free IVGI plugin that you should check out. And they're on a lot more than VST. I believe Artez, AAX. I think they might be on audio units, but I'm not 100% sure. But they are on a lot more platforms than Tesla Pro. And then we also have Sonomus or Sonemus, I don't know. Sonomus, Britson, and Satson. SK Note Strip Bus, Waves NLS, and that's it from, well, there's probably other ones, but I can't think of them right now. I know that you can get a bunch of Nebula emulations that are based on console saturation, but I haven't used them, and I really don't know their names off the top of my head. So, but yeah, there's plenty of options for analog summing emulation. And I think that's pretty awesome that we get to have this capability inside the box for a relatively affordable price. You know, people could only dream of this stuff back in the day. The other thing you do on your... Why did it open like that? Hold on. Okay, I guess that's it. I think this is, this is the only plugin I had on here anyway. But this is the plugin that you put on your master channel. This is the virtual mix bus emulation. And again, it uses all the consoles that you have with VCC channel, the virtual channel. So side by side, that's what we have. And this is what you put on the end. Now you can have the noise reduction off, but I tend to keep it on just because I don't want to have any more noise on my channels. And then if you want to top it all off, check out the Virtual Tape Machines plugin from Slate Digital, or Satin is also another good plugin for tape emulation. And you got yourself a high-end studio inside the box. And again, these plugins are always used when I mix music, and I would not mix without them. So this has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.